Well, the war in Ukraine is dominating the World Economic Forum that's opening today in Davos, Switzerland. Political and business leaders are gathering to discuss the most pressing challenges for the global economy for the first in-person meeting in over 2 years. Well, just moments ago, the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky gave a speech to the forum via video conference. Our business editor, Kate Moody, was listening into that speech. She joins me now live for more on that. Kate, another very strong speech from Volodymyr Zelensky. Tell us what he had to say to these business leaders and the global elite.
This is the moment for the international community to decide whether we will allow brute force to rule the world. That was the real message from the Ukrainian president as he opened, really, the World Economic Forum, the 2022 edition. He appealed, again, as we've heard in the past, for more weapons, for more financial aid. He said his government is in deficit to the tune of about $5 billion per month. He said, again, he wants to see an international embargo on Russian oil. He called on all countries that support Ukraine to halt all trade with Russia and for them to establish a reconstruction fund. As he spoke about that, about rebuilding his country after what he believes will be a victory, he really was appealing much more to the business leaders that are gathered here in Davos, talking about the opportunities that would be available to them in the Ukrainian market. By supporting our economy, he said, you would support our sovereignty. We really want to set a precedent of rebuilding an economy after war. Some of the messages that we'd heard, very familiar to what we'd heard him saying to parliaments, to the Cannes Film Festival last week, but his remarks really were a bit more tailored to the very particular cross-section of public and private sector leaders who gather here in Davos.
Kate, how is the Ukrainian war and all of its implications overshadowing what's happening in Davos this week?
Well, it has really changed the agenda, certainly, Jeannie. It's manifesting itself in two main ways. One is the very conspicuous absence of any Russian delegation, whether it be from the government or on the business side. The other is a very visible show of support for Ukraine. There is, in contrast to the Russian absence, there is a huge Ukrainian delegation here. 5 members of parliament are here in person to pass along those messages. The foreign minister is speaking. The mayor of Kyiv is due to speak as well. All the panels have really been sort of changed, the discussions angled to really focus on the implications on whatever sector, but the implications of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Symbolically, too, there is a lot of support for the Ukrainian people. There's a building in the center of Davos that used to be called the Russia House. It's where the Russian delegation used to hold conversations about investment. It's social events as well during the week of the World Economic Forum. This year, it has been rebranded the Russian War Crimes House. There are artists there who are setting up pieces, an exhibit to really showcase the terror that they say that Russia is unleashing on their country. And they're doing it also as a warning to the international community, both the public and private sector, saying, if you don't stand up for us, this could happen to you.
Kate, thanks so much for that. Kate Moody there reporting for us from Davos.